The lobby was silent. All eyes were on the young black woman being dragged across the marble floor by two towering security guards. Her voice trembled as she cried, "Please, I have a reservation. You don't understand." But the guards didn't stop. They pulled her toward the revolving doors like she was nothing but a trespasser. The manager's voice cut through the air, cold and merciless. "People like you don't belong in a place like this." Gasps spread across the hall. Some whispered, others turned away, pretending not to notice. Humiliation burned on her face. But what no one knew was that the woman they had just thrown out wasn't a trespasser at all. She was the CEO of one of the largest companies in the city. And by tomorrow morning, the entire hotel would regret this moment. Let's go back to how it began. The place was the Grand Sterling Hotel, a 5-star landmark in the city. Glittering chandeliers hung from the ceilings. The sound of a pianist filled the lobby, and wealthy guests moved about with their designer luggage. Into this world walked Danielle Carter, a 32-year-old black woman, graceful and confident. She wasn't draped in diamonds, and she didn't need to be. She carried herself with quiet power. Danielle wasn't just anyone. She was the founder and CEO of Carter Innovations, a tech empire employing hundreds. But tonight, she wasn't there as a mogul. She just wanted to check into the presidential suite she had booked for her company's weekend retreat. At the front desk, she smiled politely. "Good evening. I'm here to check in. Reservation should be under Carter Innovations, presidential suite." The receptionist froze, her smile fading. She tapped nervously on her keyboard, then hurried away to whisper to her manager. Moments later, Richard Coleman appeared. The general manager of the hotel, polished suit, practiced smile. But when his eyes landed on Danielle, that smile turned sharp. "I think there's been a mistake," he said smoothly. "This suite is reserved for a corporate client, not walk-ins." Danielle raised a brow. "Meta. Sex. Paused. Sex. 0.05. Please, I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to check in." Richard sneered. "Oh, I'm sure you do. Maybe you thought you could slip past us, Next time, try a motel down the street. That's more your type of place." Gasps filled the air. Some guests looked away. Others smirked. The guards grabbed Danielle by the arms. Her bag fell, papers spilling across the polished floor. The Carter Innovations logo shone on the documents, but no one cared. "Let me explain. I belong here," she pleaded. Richard's voice boomed. "Not anymore. Get her out." The guards dragged her through the lobby. Her voice cracked as she shouted, "This is harassment. I will not forget this." Richard just folded his arms, watching smugly. One guard tossed her bag outside into the rain, her papers scattering across the wet pavement, and as Danielle knelt to pick them up, Richard's voice thundered from behind the glass doors. "Next time you want to play CEO, pick a hotel you can actually afford." Laughter rippled through the lobby. Champagne glasses clinked. The pianist kept playing. To them, it was just another scene. But they had just made the worst mistake of their lives. The next morning, the Grand Sterling Hotel buzzed with activity. A line of black SUVs rolled up to the entrance. Out stepped executives in tailored suits, carrying laptops and briefcases with the Carter Innovations logo. And then Danielle appeared. Not in last night's modest blazer. Today she wore a white tailored suit. Her presence was commanding, her confidence unshakable. Guests turned their heads. Staff whispered nervously. Richard stiffened, his smug smile vanishing. Danielle strode into the lobby, her team following behind. She stopped at the reception desk, her voice calm but powerful. "Good morning. Carter Innovations is checking in. We've reserved your entire conference floor and the presidential suite under my name." The receptionist froze. Richard's face turned pale. He stammered, "Miss Carter, I didn't realize." Danielle cut him off, her tone sharp. "Oh, you realized enough last night. You made it very clear what you think of me." Her executives stood tall behind her. The entire lobby had fallen silent. Danielle raised her voice for all to hear. "I am Danielle Carter, CEO of Carter Innovations, the The company is paying for your hotel tens of thousands of dollars this weekend. The silence was suffocating. Guests stared, shocked. Staff trembled. Richard swallowed hard. I'm so sorry, Miss Carter. It was a misunderstanding. I assure you. But Danielle's glare stopped him cold. No, this wasn't a misunderstanding. This was racism. And I don't tolerate it in my company or in any place I do business with. She straightened, her voice ringing through the lobby. My company will not be staying here. Cancel every reservation. Effective immediately. Gasps erupted. Richard's jaw dropped. Losing a client like Carter Innovations was a disaster. Danielle turned, her heels echoing on the marble floor as she led her team out with pride. Her executives followed, their footsteps like thunder. Outside, the black SUVs waited. Danielle climbed in without looking back. Inside the lobby, Richard stood frozen, his career in ruins, his arrogance exposed. And so, a single night revealed a powerful truth. They threw her out like she was nothing, but she returned as everything they could never be. Never judge someone by their appearance, because the person you look down on today may be the one holding your future tomorrow.